Did you read the video title? Because that's what this video is going to be about. Yep, childhood stuff. Gotta start somewhere. I can't just sit around and wait for something interesting to happen to me. Anyway, here are some stories from my childhood that were totally not suggested by my mom and that I definitely remembered. Ma, which story do I do first? So, this first story was back when I was around 3 or 4 and still living in Malaysia. Back then, my family would go visit my grandparents' house at least once a week. If you've been to Malaysia or any other countries like that, you most likely know about those apartment buildings that most people stay in. If you do know about them, you might also recall that the main areas, like the car parks, are old and look pretty dingy. Hey, is anyone doing maintenance around here? This place smells like wee! I think I saw a rat back there. And there's dead cockroaches all over the ground. What the flip? Luckily, my grandparents kept their flats pretty neat. But neat wasn't enough for 4-year-old me. I lived in a 5-star, squeaky clean, vacuum the floors 3 times a second so there isn't a speck of dust in the floor house. I had standards. My mind was hardwired to cleanliness. That doesn't mean I like cleaning. If I saw dirt anywhere, doesn't matter if it's just a speck on the floor, I'd give it a 3-meter berth. Just to be safe. I can't get my precious socks dirty. Since my brain was on constant search and avoid mode, I saw threats everywhere. This made my eyes scan the perimeter for any safe houses in the vicinity. In English, that meant I was searching for a clean spot to stand on. My grandparents had tiled floors, so I was scanning every single one to see which ones didn't have funny marks on them. When I found a tile that fit the criteria, I would hop over and stand there. Forever. And if I found that tile, I would not move for that entire stay. Nope, just here's fine. Oh, you guys are going into that room? Yeah, I'll just be here. Yep, I ain't moving. I'd make my little camp right there on that cozy tile, and everything was fine. Until it was time to leave. Now, you might be thinking that I'd be relieved to be leaving, and I usually was, but leaving brought up another big threat: the door frame and doormat. Have you seen how much dirt gets into those? Ew, a bit of civilization of bugs lives in there. Blech. In order to get over this obviously dangerous obstacle, I would do a massive step over the door frame and straight into my shoes. Whew, safe at last. Then I go home and put my socks in the biohazard bin. I only know one other person who did this as a child, so I don't know how common it is, but feel free to comment and tell me. Alright, I don't actually remember anything about this next story, so I'm going off what my mum remembers. Thanks for that, Mum. Otherwise, I'd have no content. So this was when I was really young, like, again, 3 or 4 years old. My parents decided to take us on a beachside holiday, thinking that me, being a wee lass, would enjoy playing with sand and water and fish and all that stuff. But apparently, I was a special child, and I did not share the common interests of most 3 to 4 year olds kids. Meaning, I didn't like sand. As the legend goes, I refused to step on the sand and instead stayed on the land and bawled my little peepers out. Man, I can imagine how much my parents wanted to strangle me. No, I will not step on that ugly sand and get seashells and God knows what else between my toes. I refuse to accept the fact that you probably spent 3 months worth of paychecks to take us here. I will instead stay on the land and cry loudly in order to cause as much annoyance to you as possible, while also attracting strange looks from the neighbors. What a brat! Get off your high horse! Who do you think you are? Oh wait, you're me. Never mind. Then, my dad insisted that I try out the beach life, and me, being a smart little cookie, decided to hitch a ride to the beach on my dad. So I can still say I went onto the sand. Take that! I didn't waste my parents' money after all. Who's the brat now, huh? The last story is one that I remember very, very vividly, because it involves urine. I was about 4 years old, and my school was having this concert event or something where every class was supposed to perform a short dance routine. And if you're curious, yes, the boys and girls danced together, because stigma didn't exist at that age. Fast forward past all the boring rehearsal stuff and we arrive at the stage. It's almost my class's turn to perform. The previous class steps off the stage. I know my mum and dad are sitting somewhere in the audience with a video camera to record this magnificent moment in my life. This is going to be my proudest moment and I need a pee. No, like, really, really need a pee. Now, where's the bathroom? Oh, never mind, it's our turn to go. So I step onto the stage with a serious case of holding pee. By the time the dance begins, the pressure in my bladder has built up to severe oh no levels. And by the middle of the dance, my pelvic floor muscles have signed their resignation papers and gone off on a vacation to the Bahamas for a week. I couldn't hold it any longer. I wet my pants. The sensation of warm, wet urine coursed through my nether regions. The chafing feeling of wet pants on my leg were like nothing experienced before. As the pee flow reached the stage, a small puddle formed until it eventually massed into a calm reservoir of shiny, glistening liquid. I can almost remember the squelch of dancing shoes on the stage as my classmates unwittingly tread on the puddle, sending sparkling splashes of my urine across the stage far and wide, the music complementing the growing aroma of urea and sodium. Okay, this is getting a little weird. I think I'll stop now. And if that isn't the perfect way to end the video, then I don't know what is. If you enjoyed the video and you found some of these stories relatable, please remember to like and maybe even subscribe. That would be nice. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time.